I want to explore a couple more thoughts here. So let's say the unconscious mind, Carl Jung's The Collective Unconscious, is give or take God. It's detached from time. It's swimming with archetypes that are blueprints for human behavior and much, much more than that, obviously. And we are sitting on top of that unconscious mind, that collective unconscious, as an individual. Our ego is developed at a young age to differentiate ourselves from that collective. And then that ego does all that it can to stay separate from the collective. That's the purpose of the ego. But we tend to get hyper addicted to that separation. And I think that kind of goes back to this Christian idea of the devil, of like, or at least when I grew up Mormon, they would talk about this, the devil's plan of being separate and cast out, or sorry, like that they cast out the devil, and that he became separate from, and for some reason in my mind that's connected to this this development of the ego, but that's besides the point. What I wanted to get at is that we drink coffee and it solidifies our ego. We smoke tobacco and it solidifies our ego. We drink alcohol and it emulates this connection to the collective. It's this false spirit. And, you know, religions work to reconnect to that collective unconscious. They work to disintegrate or to postpone, or not postpone, but to set aside the ego, right? And spirituality in general is this idea of setting aside the ego to connect to the collective. And I find it interesting because we're like constantly in this battle with what is natural. The development of the ego, to have an ego, is to be alive, to be in a body. Yet we want so badly to return to everythingness or nothingness, depending on how you look at it. And so there's like this constant dissonance as a human being, as like a conscious being that we experience. Pretty bizarre stuff.